All right, Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon, going over the August movie buys of the month. And you can tell it's a lot less than the other 2 months. A lot of steelbooks and a lot of like A24 films. But let's just get started. The first one, steelbooks. We move the steelbooks over. Steelbook. This isn't a steelbook, but it's something from Lionsgate Limited. The Surfer. I enjoyed this one for the whole WTF factor of this film, but I understand how some people did not like The Surfer. But it's Nicolas Cage doing Nicolas Cage stuff. All right, next one, Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. So this is one from Arrow Video, 4K release. This has an unrated and theatrical version, both in 4K. So it's a very positive with this one. This is Michael Bay produced. Jonathan Lisman does that one. All right, next one, Drop. So we have a 4K version of Drop, and I actually like this movie a lot this year. I thought it was one of the better PG-13 horror/thriller movies, and I really dug what the Drop brought to the screen. My Mickey wants to come up. Whee! All right, so Mickey's up here. All right, next one, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K, the one that was directed by Marcus Nespel. This one is only the rated version. This has, another Arrow release. I'm pretty sure it's going to look pretty dang good in 4K. Next one, we have But I'm a Cheerleader. I've never heard of this one, but this is a Amazon exclusive. I was expecting it was going to be a steelbook, but it isn't. It's one of those very skinny ones. It's unrated, so I don't know what it's about, but it's unrated, but it was rated for strong language and sexual content involving teens. So we will see what happens, but like Michelle Williams is in this. A lot of other people are in this one as well. All right, next one, Steelbook. All right, so this one I heard is a very, very hard watch. We will see what happens. Men Behind the Sun. This is about the Unit 731 and what Japan did during World War II. It looks like it's very brutal when it comes to the torture in this movie. Just looking at some of the scenes in the back, you're just like, oh, geez. This is kind of going to be a very uncomfortable movie to watch. All right, next we're at the Vinegar Syndrome. I always say it wrong. Freeze Me. This is a Japanese movie. These are one of the partner labels ones that I got. The first one is Freeze Me. The next one, The Emu War. So this is an Australian movie about how the Australians couldn't win against fighting back on the emus. I heard this is a pretty bonkers freaking film. Next one, The Gillespie Miracle. I think it's about a one where they thought someone died years ago, and they go to this house, and they realize, wait a minute, this looks exactly like the person. So I saw the synopsis of this one. I was just very, very intrigued what this movie was trying to say or what the story was. And the last one is The Revealer. So we will see. It looks pretty odd. We'll see what The Revealer is about. Next one we have is Haruka Proxy War, limited to 3,000. These are some of those Japanese movies that are kind of rare that come out, and they only have 3,000 releases. And these discs are made in Poland, y'all. All right, then we have Matt Damon in The Informant. This was cheap. Apparently, like I said, these 4K releases that are only available at a limited time, and once they sell, then WB makes more of them. So that's why they're kind of like interesting how they're always like shrink wrapped like this. All right, next we have a very cheap movie that was Kino Lorber. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm an idiot, but from 1966 from Universal Pictures. It looks like kind of a spy-ish international movie, but I could be wrong. All right. Ghouls Go to College. So this is another one that's only on the Lionsgate Limited release. I don't think I've seen any of the Ghouls film, so let's see. Let's just see how that one is. Another one, The Little Things. I remember when this came back, people were thinking, oh my god, Denzel, Romney, and Leto, this is going to be an Oscar-winning film, and it just never really happened. But, hey, 4K was pretty cheap. All right, Steelbook. All right, Iron Angels 1 through 3. I got number 42, 45, or is that? Yeah, 42, 45 release of this one. It does come with a book as well as, the disc itself. So Iron Angels, this sold out pretty dang quick with the slipcover, and now it's over $100 on eBay. All right, next we have is Bug. So when I moved, I had movies accidentally shipped to my Florida address, and I finally got like 3 of them back, and here's one of them, Bug. I do remember watching this a long time ago, and I hated it, but of course that was me in the high school age. Maybe I like it a little bit better. All right, Steelbook. I think we're good now, right? We could do, all right, Fight or Flight. This is Josh Hartnett's crazy, like John Wick style of movie, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun and over the top. All right, Steelbook. All right, this is Steelbook. No, so this one isn't a Steelbook, but it's Lionsgate Relief Frailty. Fantastic movie by Bill Paxton. Absolutely fantastic movie. Like I said, so this is a limited release one on Lionsgate, but it looks like it's not a steelbook. Like I said, it comes with a book and the movie itself, but Frailty right there. All right, steelbook. Okay, the rest are now steelbooks and A24 releases. First one from A24, Bring Her Back, the 4K version. Pretty bonkers film. Yeah, I thought it was better than the first one, Talk to Me, personally. Next one, Death of a Unicorn. They only had a Blu-ray version of this one. They did not put this out in 4K. I thought it was fine, but it wasn't the greatest. But like I said, I had like a decent amount of gift cards for A24, so I said you might as well just get a lot of their films. The Legend of Ochi, another one that did not get a 4K release, but just a Blu-ray release. I enjoyed this more than others. I like the special effects and just the bonkersness of that film. Next, we have Warfare. This one did have a 4K release, and watch this. This is going to get an Oscar nomination for sound design. I don't see why it doesn't. The sound design is that freaking good in Warfare. Next one, Friendship. Only in Blu-ray, but it looks like A24 sent me a new disc, so I must think something's wrong with the original disc, but thank you, A24, for thinking of us. Again, only Blu-ray, did not have a 4K release. Then we have A Different Man. Again, another one that's just did not have a 4K release, only a Blu-ray. I thought it was a very weird film. Maybe I have to give it a second watch, but like I said, I try to, support people and films like this and have physical releases of them. And last one, Sing Sing. Again, this one only had a Blu-ray release, not a 4K release. People said this was basically lost in the sauce last year. I have to agree. I mean, it was a pretty well freaking made film. All right, next we have all the steelbooks for the month. This is a pretty solid steelbook month. The first one is How to Train Your Dragon, and this one includes like a magnet in it, and I wasn't expecting that. So once I open this, we will do it together. But How to Train Your Dragon, steelbook. Next one we have is Late Night with the Devil. Again, I'm kind of upset with some of the people that make these films, and not make them, how they release them, where they do the Blu-ray, and then they wait 6 months. Like, hey, steelbook 4K. That's why I haven't bought the Monkey yet from Neon, because that's what they did with Long Legs. They made a steelbook, so I'm waiting for that to happen. Next one, Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World. And I'm kind of shocked that Disney is starting to release some of these. Even on the bonus features, you could have put way more bonus features because they had that DVD set that had a bonkers amount of special features. But here, you only decide to put deleted scenes and a trivia track. And then your content advisory contains tobacco descriptions. Stop being a bunch of bitches. Seriously. Next one. Casper the Friendly Ghost, the 30th Anniversary Limited Edition Steelbook. So this includes some original theatrical ghosts and revealing Casper. But yeah, I remember, I think, watching this in the theaters. I think I do back in the day. 40-Year-Old Virgin. Includes theatrical and unrated versions, and of course, there's a decent amount of difference between the theatrical and unrated version. Here's the thing. How does Trainwreck make more than this in the box office? Doesn't make sense. But anyway, 40-Year-Old Virgin, 4K. Kind of shocking this got a 4K release, but it is a 20th anniversary, and like I said, both Universals, so they are bringing, movies back from the time. All right, and then we have a Lionsgate one, It Follows. STDs will follow you wherever you go. And apparently they are making a sequel for this, so I wonder when that's going to come out. But It Follows got a 4K release. Next, we have Mighty Python and the Holy Grail 4K release. So another one from Sony. So this makes me think that Sony is not going to have any of those 5-packs anymore, and they're just going to release stuff like separately now. But Mighty Python the Holy Grail 4K Steelbook release. The other High Tension, the other release from Lionsgate Limited. You see that? How it's like crazy. I do remember seeing this in theaters like in 2007, or not 2027, 2007, 2007, maybe later. No, this came out in 2003. I remember watching this in theaters going like, oh my god. But yeah, it's a pretty crazy film, in my opinion. I wonder how this will look in 4K, though. I find that very interesting. Last but not least, I think the first billion-dollar movie of 2025, and might be the only one, Lilo and Stitch. Okay, you might say Ni Zhao, but let's be honest, that's a Chinese film. I'm talking about a global one. Lilo and Stitch did it. Looks like a decent amount of bonus features. We will see. But, hey, Disney, when they do release their 4K releases, they are a little bit pricier side. Anyway, that's what we have. Chase Sock here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know things Blue Futontopia. You Blue Futonies, thank you much for a great day. I can watch this day tomorrow, week from a month, and year from now. Every single freaking one of you. Peace and love, and stay frosty out there, you crazy mofos.